Mike, obviously a change of focus for you competition-wise this weekend with the FA Trophy last 16 coming up, although I suppose for you it probably doesn't change too much in terms of the approach.
No, same focus. Obviously, we've done a due diligence on Banbury, and they're a very good team, or good players. They like to play really good football. It's going to be difficult for us, obviously. Long journey, picked up a few niggles against Solihull, but we're going to want to go there to win the game, so our prep and our focus is exactly the same.
Yeah, and a different quantity with Banbury obviously being in the National League North, so I suppose a team who you won't have had quite as much focus on than obviously Oldham in the last round, given they're in the same league as yourselves, obviously maybe a bit more familiar with them, but what are you sort of expecting from them this weekend, and how's the sort of preparation been, looking at them especially?
Yeah, well, our preparation ourselves has been good. We've had, our numbers have been low this week. Like I say, got a few niggles, we'll have a few late fitness tests, but in terms of watching them, yeah, they're a very good footballing team. They get their width, they've got attacking threats, they get a lot of balls in the box from the right, a lot of pace on the left, and they play out from the goalkeeper, so they try and create overloads where they can, and they try and play through the thirds, and yeah, they've got a good attacking threat. So like I say, for us, there's always an unknown quantity when you face an opposition, and that's where we focus on ourselves. We look at how we want to press them, and how we want to play out, and other than that, we're just high intensity, and we want to win the battle.
You mentioned a few sort of minor problems with Solihull injury wise, but obviously Elliot Forbes came off in the first half, I think a few minutes left when he was replaced. What's sort of the situation on him and any of the other boys who picked up problems off the weekend?
Yeah, Forbes, he's had a scan. He's going to be here quite a few weeks, I think. We'll just have to see how he responds. And yeah, Kev still. I mean, it should be shorter term than Forbesy, but we'll be without Kev. And obviously, yeah, Bales is longer term. Knighty's trained this week. We're just going to have to see how it responds to a good week's training and go from there.
This week kind of kicks off a bit of a period, I suppose, coming into not quite the back end of the season, but getting closer as the weeks go by. Obviously, games been postponed in recent weeks, shifted around, moved a lot. Obviously, with this one Saturday, then you play Oldham a couple of times in the space of a week. A lot of Tuesday games coming up. Obviously, you mentioned a few minor niggles, so numbers have been a bit low recently. I mean, how do you look to dealing with that as a coach and staff? Like, do you have your eyes kind of too far forward at the minute in terms of, you know, knowing that you've got that backlog of games coming up, or do you not really have an awful lot of things you can do when you don't sort of have the numbers to, you know, rotate and swap around and things like that?
Well, yeah, firstly, we've got a mammoth end to the season, and it's relentless. The next month is hectic. You know, the distance we're going to have to travel, the game Saturday, Tuesday, 3 weekends are going to be away. But yeah, ultimately, it's regardless. We face Banbury, and we put our strongest team that we deem our strongest team to go and win the game, and then our focus turns to Oldham. Nothing changes in that respect. Obviously, we need a bit of luck with injuries. Hopefully, we don't pick up any more issues. But yeah, with us, it's just we focus on what we can do. Obviously, we've come off the load a little bit this week, with the understanding that it's going to go through the roof. But boys looking forward to it. But yeah, it's still one game at a time.
Yeah, you mentioned obviously the away games. They're in the sort of midst of a bit of a run on the road at the minute. Obviously, it's been going well performance and result wise. But in terms of like recovery for lads after games and things like that, does having quite a few away games and travelling consecutively one after the other, does it have much of an effect in terms of, you know, when you're coming back in and starting the next week and how lads are recovering and what you're sort of planning to do in training and things like that, as if you'd been at home?
No, this is their job. You know, it's mentally demanding, and I'll let them switch off at the end of the season when we've put a good run together. But up until now, no, it's about next practice, next session, and yeah, we've got a relentless period coming up, and that's what the boys are paid for. So we'll be ready and we'll be fresh every game.